I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade, and I've managed to build an online business that consistently generates $5 million a year. But if you're looking for me to tell you about the importance of hopping on every social media platform, or jumping on every social media trend, or being part of the constant content creation rat race, or maybe you believe being busy is a badge of honor, or you think a booked solid calendar is a sign of success, I am not your girl. I've been doing this a long time now, and if you want to know how I've created a very consistent and calm business, then you're going to want to hear what I have to say. I hit major burnout in 2017. I was 29 years old, super physically healthy, but I was rushed to the hospital with all of the symptoms of a stroke, and that was my wake-up call to completely revolutionize the way I did business, with peace, purpose, and profitability at the core of how I define success, and how I've helped thousands of my clients build businesses around the same values. And to add to that, I also became a mom in 2023, and that has only further emphasized the importance of peace and keeping things very simple. And doing just that, I grew my business in that first year of motherhood, which I did not anticipate. So if you feel like you're running in place on a hustle treadmill that leaves you burnt out with little to show, let's dig into my peaceful marketing strategy to give you a focused and calm path to growing your business with your values at the forefront.
So first, let's talk about why social media can be so draining. For most of us, it feels like a never-ending chase. More posts, more likes, more stress. But studies show that over 75% of creators experience burnout, with only a small portion earning enough to actually make it worth the effort. So if you're feeling that way, you're not alone. And there's good news. So there are better ways to reach your audience and grow your business, ways that won't demand so much of your time and energy. And it doesn't matter if you're starting with no audience or you have an audience. These principles will lay the foundation to build and move towards a peaceful marketing strategy that will move the business forward, grow the business without sucking the soul out of you. And it's not just theory. I've been using and teaching this strategy since 2017, and it's resulted in incredible success stories like Chaley, who turned an audience of 70 people into over $200,000, or Nikki, who turned 39 people into over $100,000 in revenue in just 21 days, and Denver turned 96 subscribers into over $100,000 in 30 days without making any new content. If that sounds appealing to you, it all starts with the most crucial aspect of a peaceful marketing strategy, which is knowing exactly who your ideal client is, how you can best serve them, and what kind of messaging speaks directly to them. And we've created a free tool that will hand deliver all of that to you in a matter of minutes. So comment decoder below and we'll send you the link to use the ideal client decoder. It's awesome. So let's talk about why a social media free strategy actually works. So instead of chasing endless followers, a peaceful marketing approach focuses on connecting with a small, engaged audience that actually cares about your work. Here's the truth. Having a large following doesn't mean you'll have more sales. With a social media free strategy, you'll focus on creating strong connections with those who truly want what you offer. This leads to better relationships, more sales, and importantly, more peace of mind because you have the best clients wanting to work with you. So this goes back to a well-known concept that I always love to reference, which is 1,000 true fans. So it says, to be a successful creator, you don't need millions. You don't need millions of dollars or millions of customers, millions of clients, or millions of fans. To make a living as a craftsperson, photographer, musician, designer, author, animator, app maker, entrepreneur, or inventor, you need only thousands of true fans. And goes on to say, if you wanted to generate $100,000 per year, if you're only able to earn $50 per year per true fan, then you only need 2,000. Likewise, if you can sell $200 per year, you only need 500 true fans. Or you may need only $75K per year to live on, so you just adjust downwards. And here's the really good news. Guaranteed, your first 100 followers are always the hardest, but what I'm about to share with you will make it a lot easier. And a quick reminder, to build the strongest foundation for this kind of business, make sure to comment decoder below to access our ideal client decoder tool, which will deliver to you exactly who your ideal client is, what they need most from you, and how you can reach them in a matter of minutes. So let's talk about building a peaceful marketing foundation first and foremost. So this requires you to answer two key questions. Who are you serving, and what are you serving them with? So ultimately, what are you gonna sell? Why is this so crucially important? Because if you don't have clarity on the answers to these questions, you are fighting an uphill battle and you are running in place on a treadmill, the exact opposite of what you want to do. So here's why. As mentioned, I've been working in the online space for over a decade, and after so much time and so much testing, I cracked the code on what it actually takes to attract your most ideal clients on autopilot. And it all has to start with that simple intent. Who needs you the most, and what do they need from you? And every piece of content needs to reflect that. So this is the flywheel for success. Regardless of what marketing channel you choose to use, this still applies. So ideal client comes first, and then feeding them with relevant content they actually care about. That builds your authority and algorithm categorization so that the algorithm knows how to work for you, which generates positive KPIs and engagement, which leverages the internal traffic sources on any social platform to then work in your favor. So the algorithm then starts to work for you instead of the opposite way around. So for example, let's just take even an email list. For example, on this. So for email, this would look like a hyper-targeted list of ideal clients, sending them to content that is hyper-relevant and valuable to them, having super high open and click-through rates, and then a positive domain reputation and deliverability metrics. So it really positions you in a solid place. So that means more conversions and customers despite the audience size. So when the opposite of this is true, this is what happens. Let's say you're stuck in the vicious social media cycle right now. You're only looking at vanity metrics, you're creating random content because you don't know who you're even creating it for, the algorithm is confused, and then you create more random content to hope that someday somebody cares about what you have to say. So then you have this broad audience who only engages with certain pieces of content you put out. When you try to post something that actually matters to you in your business, you get nothing. Therefore, the algorithm sees the post as a failure and doesn't use its internal traffic sources to help you reach more people or ideal clients, and therefore you're stuck in what I call social media jail. And you're doomed to be in a constant cycle of content creation to purely achieve these vanity metrics while you see no monetary return from all of your efforts. So how do we reach the right people with less effort? It all starts with the most crucial aspect of a peaceful marketing strategy, which is exactly what I said earlier, knowing who your ideal client is, how you can best serve them, and what kind of messaging speaks directly to them. And we've created a free tool that will hand deliver all of that to you in a matter of minutes. So comment decoder below and we will send you the link to the ideal client decoder tool. It is incredible. I'm so excited for you to use it. So now, why is the flywheel for success so important to implement? Because it keeps the goal of your marketing efforts hyper-focused on what actually matters. The entire purpose of marketing is to convert strangers into clients or customers. And in order to do that, they need to trust you, see value in what you share, and build a relationship with you. So when you focus on things like vanity metrics, likes, comments, etc., you're focusing on numbers, but you're not focused on the quality of the human beings who are engaging with you. And that is a recipe for a never-ending content cycle. So if you have clear messaging for a hyper-targeted client, you will have consistent ideal clients regardless of audience size at all. So let's get to the basics of this peaceful marketing strategy. It's really built on 3 fundamental aspects. Number 1, discoverability. Number 2, a free resource. And number 3 is an email list. And that drives back to that discoverable content. So first, discoverability is crucial to a peaceful marketing strategy because it ultimately is working for you when you're not working. We love that. So once you know who you're serving and what you're ultimately serving them with, then you're gonna identify a platform that will passively generate leads for you while you're not working. Because without leads, you have no sales. Without sales, you have no business, and you just have a really time-consuming hobby, which nobody really wants. So this can be done via an SEO-optimized website, blog posts, but my platform of choice has always been YouTube. Why? Because YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine in the world, owned by the biggest search engine in the world. Why is that an incredibly powerful asset for businesses? Because businesses solve problems. And every day, there are people from all over the world searching for the solutions you provide and the answers only you can provide for them on YouTube. So if you can show up in the search results, suggested, the browse, that provides you with free organic traffic and leads all day long without doing any extra work. Every little video is working for you when you're not working. From that discoverable platform, it's important that people don't forget about you when they find you, and that you actually capture that lead so that you can nurture the relationship and continue to build your authority through your email list. So from YouTube, you go to a free valuable resource, which could be a PDF, a checklist, etc., and then they get onto your email list. So the second key aspect is a free resource, as I mentioned. So like I said, a guide, a checklist, PDF, and that attracts people to join your email list. And it's a value exchange, and it connects you with those who will benefit most from your services. So from the relevant content that you post on the discoverable platform that attracts leads on autopilot every day, you then provide them with a free and valuable resource in exchange for their email address. And that brings us to the third pillar of a peaceful marketing foundation: an email list. I can't say this enough. Please listen to me on this. It gives you direct access to the people interested in your work, free from social media's control or any algorithms control, making an email list the most valuable asset in your business. Truly. These three elements are simple, but they create this steady flow of interested people without constant posting and engagement. In fact, I generally create around 36 pieces of YouTube content a year. That's it. And the truth is, my website has never been a core tenet of my marketing plan, because most often traffic is generated through my YouTube content and sent to specific landing pages for free resources where they sign up for my email list, and a website is not entirely necessary. I pretty much never send people directly to just my website. As long as you are focused on building your email list, which you own, that is the most important asset to focus on, because it isn't swayed by changing algorithms or engagement. You are in control. Now, I will say, sometimes it takes testing to figure out what feels best for you. So I've tried other platforms throughout the years, but as it stands now, and it has for a long time, these two core pieces of a YouTube and an email list are the fundamental parts of how I generate consistent leads without the need to constantly be posting or creating. And that brings me to another factor of this, which is what I call authority before audience building. So it's important to state that this is not a quick fix. Building your authority and discoverability, it takes time and consistency. It takes feeding the algorithms with the right information. So I'll talk more about that later, but I want you to know, like, this is not a fast solution here, but it's worth it when you put the time in to build this foundation to work for you. But even if you're starting from zero, one of the best ways to build a strong foundation for a peaceful marketing strategy is to take a proactive versus a reactive approach. So let's say I don't have any videos on my YouTube channel yet, but I want to start building a community of targeted ideal clients. Well, I would curate a list of YouTube channels that have my ideal clients as subscribers and viewers, and I would simply provide value where it makes sense. If people are asking questions that I have the answers to in the comments section, it's a perfect opportunity to answer questions for about 20 minutes a day to build visibility, authority, in a small base of targeted subscribers and potential clients before ever posting any content. I actually did this every single day in the beginning. So you're not being spammy. Don't be gross. You're taking time to truly share your value and expertise to support and connect with people who need you. So like I said, I used this strategy when I was at zero. I sought out where my ideal client was hanging out online, and I proactively joined the conversation and provided as much value as I could without expecting anything in return. This small activity built big momentum from where my business is at today. So sitting back and waiting for folks to come to you, especially in the beginning, it doesn't allow you to build momentum in a very effective way. Don't be the cool kid at the party. Be the fun, engaging, social kid at the party who's actually making friends and building relationships. That's going to set you up for success to have this very solid foundation for a discoverable, peaceful marketing strategy moving forward. So now, even though we are avoiding social media, content still plays a key role here. So with years of experience behind me, this is one massive finding in doing less but generating more ideal leads and clients. Instead of short, fleeting posts, focus on creating evergreen content like YouTube videos that people can find anytime. It's kind of timeless content. This type of content works over time, constantly bringing new people to your business. So by focusing on helpful, long-lasting content, you build authority, attract potential clients, and do it all without needing to post constantly. So there are two ways to generate leads: on demand, which has a very short shelf life. Think Instagram, TikTok, etc., or evergreen. So evergreen is YouTube and has a long shelf life. There are other discoverable platforms as well, but YouTube is the one that obviously I know best. So a combination of both allows you to create a lot of of consistency. So even from day one, before you even post content, you can generate leads by being hyper intentional about where you interact. And there's a reason I don't create shorts or reels. I've found through a lot of testing that short form content might bring in eyeballs, but it doesn't bring in quality, and it can truly mess with your marketing strategy for all of the reasons I mentioned earlier in this video. Random eyeballs, algorithm confusion, etc. And it still takes time and effort and work to create that content. But probably the most important thing I can share with you is that I've found that short form content equals short attention span, or as I like to call it, toilet viewing. When people come across a reel or a short, generally they don't have high intent to consume the content or really even care about it. It's more for entertainment than investment sake. So when someone seeks out a 10, 20, 30-minute video, they have a high intent to watch, which means they have a high intent to actually invest in a solution to their problem, which ultimately your business is positioning itself to solve by showing up in the search results, whether on Google or on YouTube. So now let's talk about growing your email list, which is the core piece here. So an email list is part of that strong foundation of the strategy because it allows you to build real connections. People on your list have chosen to hear from you, making them more likely to value what you offer. So here's how to grow your list and keep it thriving. You want to start with a free resource, like I said, that solves a problem for your ideal clients. Next, you want to welcome them in with a simple email series, introducing yourself and what they can expect from you. Finally, keep your audience engaged with valuable tips and insights, and most importantly, a clear call to action of how they can actually work with you. This creates true connection, unlike social media followers who may never see your posts. And it creates much higher conversion because there is loyalty and trust built through your consistency and nurturing. And a lot of this can also be done in an automated way where you're not actively sending those emails, they're done through a sequence that's set up in the background. So by focusing on highly relevant and searchable content, you are building your authority on autopilot. By discoverable content like YouTube videos where people can find you right when they need you and the solution you provide, you would be amazed at the opportunities that come your way. So within just a few months of starting on YouTube way back in the day, I was flown to speak at NATO's headquarters in Brussels. Since then, I've been invited on major podcasts, been featured in major media publications like Forbes. I've spoken on the biggest stages in my industry and been sought out as an authority in my field. And our clients are landing the same opportunities because using discoverable content is allowing them to magnetize opportunities without constantly putting out new content and being on that never-ending hamster wheel. So I want to talk a little bit about quality over quantity. The peaceful marketing approach values quality first. Instead of trying to reach all of the people, you focus on connecting deeply with the right people. So it's about depth, not width. Those who value what you offer and are truly ready to take action on it. These quality connections lead to more fulfilling relationships and a profitable business without the constant hustle. And it's not about how much you do, it's about what you do. And it's not about building a business for everybody. It's about serving your loyal community of customers who are interested in your unique skill set. So the first step is to unlock that exact ideal client. And like I said, we've created a free tool that does that for you in a matter of minutes. It's so rad. So I'm so excited for you to check it out. It's called the Ideal Client Decoder. And if you comment below with decoder, we'll send you the link to use it. Because ultimately, isn't that why we become entrepreneurs? To have freedom of choice in how we do what we do? But ironically, so many of us end up trapped in the constant hustle cycle without any freedom in sight. Let's try and avoid that. So in this approach, consistency is key. It's all about building a slow library of content that keeps adding value over time. You want to think about it as creating a library of helpful resources that people can return to anytime. And this steady, purposeful growth helps you build a business that's calm, peaceful, profitable, and sustainable. So this positions you to show up anywhere and everywhere your ideal client is looking, growing your leads and client base on autopilot for the rest of time. And it's what we call a legacy business. It allows you to create an income and an impact without your constant involvement. And now another aspect of growing your business is in this way is that it allows you to generate consistent leads and sales, which creates capital and cash flow in your business. And that allows you to then reinvest into things like building a team, which I have an amazing team around me today. And once we had a proven offer and a ton of client results, I also invested into things like paid advertising as well to supplement our organic marketing strategy. So that is the beauty of this. With more ideal clients entering your community with less effort, through this strategy, you have true freedom to do what's most important, which is buy back your time. as the founder of the business by making strategic decisions and investments. So if I haven't made it clear enough, why is this approach so impactful? Why do I love it so much? Because a peaceful marketing strategy isn't just better for your business, it's better for you. It gives you time and energy back to focus on meaningful connections and purposeful work. So if you're really ready to try this and have a calm, peaceful, intentional approach, start with the basics of choosing a discoverable platform, creating hyper-relevant and searchable content for your ideal client, pair it with a valuable free resource to grow your email list, and watch your ideal clients roll in with much less effort. So with time, you'll see how powerful this approach is for yourself and for building a business that feels in total alignment and complements your life, not one that complicates it with chaos. So start by commenting decoder below, and we'll send you the link to access the Ideal Client Decoder for free so you can check out and see exactly who your ideal client is, what they need from you, and how to reach them in a matter of minutes. So be sure to check that out, and also watch this video next on how I built an online course business that generates $5 million a year with this strategy. See you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.